Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
With your hands lifted up, say it like this. With your hands lifted up, say it.
Your sunshine makes me feel okay. I love a sunny day. As the sun hits my face, I can feel the energy flow. I'm alive and that alone is a reason to rejoice. So I thank you for the sunshine, even thank you for the rain. I even thank you for the beauty the sun brings after the rain. Hey, hey, sun. Hello, sun. Hello, sun. Shining bright today. Feels so good. Your sunshine makes me feel great. I love a sunny day. When the sun meets my eyes, I can't help but smile. And it makes me feel so good. So grab a friend or who's ever around, and together you'll greet the beautiful shining sun and say hello. Hello, sun. Hello, sunshine. Today feels so good. Your sunshine, it makes me feel okay. I love a sunny day. It's a beautiful day outside. Let's get ready to smile. I love a sunny day. I love when the sun is shining. Oh my. I love a sunny day. I'm feeling it, the moment is nice. I'm feeling it, the moment is right. I love a sunny day. To get up and move with me and get your dance on. I love a sunny day. It's so beautiful, beautiful to me. I love a sunny day. The energy the sun brings makes me feel free. I love a sunny day. I love the sunny day. Come on, everybody, enjoy the sun with me.
With your hands lifted up, say it like this. Take the limits off. Take the limits off. Take the limits off. Release me. Release me. Oh, take the limits off. Take the limits off. Take the limits off. Release me. Oh, release me. Oh, take the limits off. Take the limits off. Take the limits off.
What's up, Chicago? Yes, sir, it's about to go down. Come on, Israel, let's help the peoples out. Let's go.
Hey, no limit! No limit!
Yes, sir, it's the hottest radio show in the land. Taking the Limits Off Radio is on the air. That's right, we are on the air, broadcasting live as always from the historic Ebenezer Missionary Baptist Church. That's right, we're broadcasting from the birthplace of gospel music. It is the one, the only, the only Dr. Dana L. King in the studio. It is the TTLO radio show. It is the Taking the Limits Off radio show. I'm excited today, y'all. It is Monday, Missional Monday. Y'all know what we do. We always have a good time. We gonna have the church check in and all of our normal Monday shenanigans. Y'all know how we do. We're going to have all our normal Monday shenanigans right here on the TTLO radio show, where we got a great topic for you today. Great topic. 5 things Christians should stop doing on social media. Uh-oh, I might be guilty of some of these. 5 things Christians should stop doing on social media. That's going to be our topic of conversation for today. So y'all feel free, come on and join in with us. It's going to be a good time. Look, but in the meantime, in between time, let me give you the rundown on how you can be a part of today's show. If you're listening via Blog Talk Radio, simply dial area code 323-870-4375. Again, if you're listening via Blog Talk Radio, simply call area code 323-870-4375. If you push 1, that'll get you to my producer, the best producer in the land on the other side over there, Miss One, the only Latanya Michelle King, taking all of your calls, emails, chats, and all of those things just to get you over the hump. She'll check you out, make sure you save. She'll get you back over to me. Make sure you know the Lord some kind of way. Make sure you save. She'll get you back over to me, and you'll be live on the air with your boy. If you want to email the show, you can email the show. It's the TTLO show at TTLOmedia.net. It's the TTLO show at TTLOmedia.net. Real simple, real easy to do. You can email the show, TTLO show at TTLOmedia.net. If you want to follow us on social media, you can do that as well. You can tweet the show. You can tweet the show at TTLO Radio. That's right. You can tweet the show at TTLO Radio. That's 2 T's, 1 L, 1 O. TTLO Radio is where you can tweet the show. One more time. TTLO Radio, 2 T's, 1 L, 1 O. TTLO Radio is where you can tweet the show. If you want to follow us on the gram, that's right. Follow us on IG. Real simple, real easy to do. Follow us on Instagram. You could do that real simple. Same thing, TTLO Radio. That's right. You could do the same thing on TTLO Radio on the gram. 2 T's, 1 L, 1 O. TTLO Radio is where you can find us on IG. If you want to follow us on Facebook, Facebook.com. Just do a simple search for the TTLO Media Group, Facebook.com/TTLO Radio. Facebook.com/TTLO Radio is where you can find us on Facebook. And then the live streams are up and running. Y'all can come on in. The live streams are up and running. Facebook.com, same thing. Facebook.com/TTLO Radio. Facebook.com/TTLO Radio is where you can find us there. Don't forget, we are an iHeartRadio partner, so that means you can find us on your iHeartRadio app. Just do a simple search for the TTLO Media Group. Once you find the TTLO Media Group, you'll not only get access to the TTLO radio show, but you'll also get Healthy Soul Talk with Dr. Kimberly Thomas. Her show airs every Thursday at 5:30 p.m. right here on the TTLO Media Group networks. You can find her every Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Real talk, real issues, real solutions. She wraps up the series, the All About Self series this coming week. So don't forget to tune in to that. Going to be awesome. My brother, the good pastor Harold D. Washington from the Faith Works and Vision Church. Been a minute since he's been here. But my good brother from the Faith Works and Vision Church, you can catch him as well. Always sometime on Tuesday, somewhere around 7:15, 7:30, when he does restart with the Kitchen Chronicles. You can catch him there. And he's always here as well. But then, look, we come back on Friday, but that is not where it ends. It only just begins, because then on Sunday, we have a jam-packed Sunday. You can catch the live simulcast. That's right, the live simulcast from the birthplace. Yeah, right here, right over there. See, I'm on this side over here, this side of the building. But the sanctuary, where all of that takes place over there on the other side, you can catch the live simulcast from our wonderful facility over here on 4501 South Vincennes Avenue. You can catch the live stream, the live simulcast of the birthplace of gospel music every Sunday morning at 11 o'clock on time. We start on time. Come on and join us and Pastor Darrell, Senior Pastor Darrell, in person over here at the historic Ebenezer Missionary Baptist Church, man. You can always catch us there. We had a great time in the Lord in worship yesterday, but always at 11 o'clock. And then somewhere around 12:30, 12:45, my brother over at Faith Works and Vision, the good pastor Harold D. Washington on the west side of Chicago with the Faith Works and Vision family, always having a good praise party over there. You don't look here. You don't want to miss it. It's always on time. So please, sir, please, ma'am, get in where you fit in. Amen. Don't forget you can find us on Spotify. You can find us on iTunes. Anywhere you can download a podcast, you can find us there. All right, y'all. It's church check-in time. It's church check-in time. Y'all know the routine. Y'all know the routine. If you're not already on the line, God bless you. I see you, Malia. You've already said good evening. God bless you. If you are, or if you're listening, if you're watching, however you're following in right now, go ahead and let us know. It's the church check-in. You can check in on YouTube or Facebook Live, either one of them. Give us your church check-in. The four ways. Four ways want you to check in. What do we want? We want, what church did you attend? What church did you attend? Who preached yesterday? What was the preachers or the pastor's name? And then what scripture? No. That's not what I asked you. It's the church check-in. So we want to know what church you attended yesterday, who preached, what was the sermon title, and what scripture did they come from? That's what it is. Who preached, what church, what scripture, what sermon title. That's what we want to know today. That's what we want to know today. Y'all come on, get ready for the church check-in. God bless you, Malia Stewart, elect lady, and to God be the glory. Pitch, y'all coming on in. God bless y'all. Y'all right on time for church. Y'all came in right in the midst of praise and worship. Come on in. We doing the church check-in. So y'all come on in and enjoy some time with us this evening. I feel like I want to sneeze, but it's like right there and it won't come out. But yeah, y'all come on in, man. It's going to be a good time. We had a great time yesterday. Thank y'all so much for those of you who tuned in via our live streams on yesterday. It was, man, yesterday was as I told Latanya, it was a weird Sunday for me. It was a weird Sunday for me. But we had a good time yesterday. But it's church check-in time. It's church check-in time. Let me know what y'all did at y'all church houses yesterday. Did you go? Did you attend? Was it virtual? What was your church experience? What was your worship experience like on yesterday? Big thank you one more time to the Ebenezer family over here. Thank you all so much for receiving me on yesterday, and thank God for the word. And whatever happened on yesterday, that's all I got for y'all. I'll share this while I'm waiting for y'all to check in. So I was blessed with the opportunity to preach yesterday, and again, it was a great time. I'm thankful for that, always for the opportunity. And I had this sermon. At least I thought I did. My sermon title. Watch this. Let me watch this. Tanya, what was the sermon title yesterday? What was it again? No, your mic turned on over there. Mm-hmm. Oh.
I like the other mic better. I do. I really like the other mic better.
Because you like to blame me for the stuff not being on. But go ahead. What was the sermon title yesterday?
When the wind blows.
When the wind blows. Okay. And what
you was feeling soap opera-ish.
These are the days of our as the world turns.
Right.
When the wind blows. What was the scripture yesterday?
Acts 4. Verses 29 to 31.
Read, daughter. Okay. I should have hollered read. See if you was gonna read from the balcony.
I probably would have.
Read.
Did I have a mic?
No,
I ain't got no mic.
You in the balcony. You're in the balcony. You don't need no mic. It echo.
I'll come through like
yeah, like
what's his name? Luke, I am your father.
Really? Don't do that. That's okay.
I can't come through like that.
Oh God.
Just trying to be a helpmate.
I appreciate it. We had a good time yesterday though. So anyway, I had this sermon that I had, been working on, and I think, we talked, and you was asking like where was I at with it and how I felt about it. I was like, I felt decent. I got done at an early time, earlier than usual, a little bit earlier. So I kind of left it alone because normally I'm still up, Sunday night, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, changing stuff and all that. Got up Sunday, did a couple of, changed some stuff around. But other than that, I was pretty confident, that I was comfortable with it. And got in the pulpit yesterday. First of all, let me thank the Ebenezer music department yesterday. Thank you all for an amazing worship. I have to think of the lady's name that sung.
Is it Leonetta Dunn?
Leonetta, yeah, Leonetta. God bless you, Leonetta. Bless you so much. Thank you for your gift yesterday. You blessed me. Y'all really did an amazing job yesterday. I appreciated that worship on yesterday. So God bless you, Sister Leonetta. I wonder what church she goes to, but God bless you for using your gift. Her and her daughter. Her daughter plays trumpet, and so just God bless you for that, man. But she has a wonderful gift. She has a wonderful spirit. We have been texting all week, and she was trying to get get me to give her a sermon title so she could figure out some stuff, and we was going back and forth, and finally I told her, I said, you know what, I trust your spirit. And then I grabbed the musicians yesterday morning real quick, right about six minutes before service was to start. And they were all sitting over there, and I said, y'all know what, don't stress out about nothing. I said, just y'all gonna be all right, don't worry about nothing, just be in prayer and be in the spirit, and God will take care of the rest. And they did an amazing job yesterday. Thank you, my brother Ira, for sliding back in yesterday for me. He answered the call. We were short a drummer, and he showed back up yesterday, so God bless you, sir. But man, it was a good time. So anyway, I get in the pulpit yesterday, and I'm going through, I got my notes up, I got my little notes on my little program on my laptop screen, and I got my notes up, and I'm in the notes, and I'm hitting my little points and stuff, and then all of a sudden it just went somewhere else. So it was a weird moment, and I told Tanya, I said, I don't know what she was like, well, you weren't nervous, and I was like, no, I wasn't about being nervous. I was confused as to what was going on yesterday. So I have to go back and watch. I always do at some point, go back and watch and listen, and I always pull my notes back up to see how much of my notes I actually used versus what was said live, and I won't be surprised if less than half of the notes were used yesterday. To the glory of God. I take credit for nothing that God does, or that God allows, or God gives, or God grants. So, but it was a good time, man. I had a great time yesterday. It was just a good time in worship on yesterday, and so I'm always appreciative of that. But come on, y'all, with y'all church check-ins. Come on. I see some folk on here. Again, what church? Who preached? What was the scripture? What was the sermon title? I see a few of y'all on here, but I ain't seen no church check-ins yet. Those of you watching on the live stream, I'm waiting for some church check-ins in here. Okay, Mr. Nat, go away from over here now. You're going over that way.
No. No. My pet net did.
we ain't having that today. Go on somewhere. Get you some business. Get you some business. Anyway, I am just excited, man. So it's always good to have some folks and some supporters watching or listening, however you were. Thank you all for the encouraging words. Those who left comments on the video, on the live streams, God bless you all. And then those who were part of our prayer service yesterday and our altar call, God bless you as well. And we're expecting God to do some major things in your lives. We know God is already in the process. He's already answered. Now we just have to sit and wait on it. Just sit and wait on it, and have some patience and wait in faith. Wait in faith. There's a difference between waiting and waiting in faith. That's a word right there. There's a difference between waiting and waiting in faith. See, when I'm waiting in faith, I ain't worried. When I'm waiting, I'm constantly checking the clock. I'm constantly checking the date. I'm constantly checking the time. But when I'm waiting in faith, I move on. I keep working. See, when you're waiting in faith, you don't have to constantly check the date. You ain't constantly looking at the time to see what time it is or to see who coming and when they coming. When you're waiting in faith, you just keep working. That'll help somebody later. You just keep working when you're waiting in faith, because you ain't got to depend on worried about what time they're gonna show up or when they're gonna show up. You just keep moving. So I am just grateful that God is continuing to stretch us and stretch me in my own life and in my own walk. So and I'm hoping that stretching translates and helps some other people to stretch with the process. I don't know if that's a gnat or a mosquito, but if he come back over here, he gonna die today. Huh? I'm sorry, Lord, but he got to go. Anyway, how was your weekend, Miss LaTanya?
It was good.
It was good.
It was great.
It was great.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I would not change anything about it. Nice and hot.
Oh God, yeah, it was. And then I had an amazing time, and I'm sure those of you who follow me personally on the gram, on Instagram, on Facebook or whatever, because I didn't post it in Instagram. I guess I should have. But those of you who follow me on, you can share your Facebook to Instagram, but can't you? Something or one or the other. Something.
So on the Facebook, it would translate. It's a box, and it'll translate right into Instagram.
Got it. Okay. So thank you all. Y'all know on Sundays that I preach, and I had first of all, Michael Henderson. Y'all know my buddy Dr. Michael Bernard Henderson at the Second Baptist Church of LaGrange. Y'all know he is a whole fool, and I mean that in the best way possible. But he is a whole fool. He called me today. First of all, he had a problem with the fact that I put on Facebook that every time I preach, I get a steak.
These are facts.
I don't know if he mad, if he upset, if he jealous. I don't know what it is. But you preach every week, sir, so I can't. That's your, I don't know what to tell you. So then, and I know somebody had said, what happens if I would preach every week? That's why I prefaced my post by saying, I'll be 350.
And I'll be broke.
Felicia, we got the first church check-in. Felicia says, the women's virtual group sermon topic, just because the world has turned that way doesn't mean the word has changed in any way. Oh, that's good. Romans 12:2, and then 2 Corinthians 1:17. Okay, Romans 12:2. Let me see what that say. Romans 12:2. Romans 12 is, and be not conformed to this world. Yeah, that's the one. Y'all know it. But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. I know that sounded a little extra, sir. Let me get message. Message Bible says it like this. It says, where is it at? Okay. Where'd it go? What you doing? Tearing up stuff over here. All right. Thank you very much. 12:2 says it like this. 12:2 says it like this. It says in Message Bible, it says, don't be so well adjusted to your culture that you fit into with even thinking. Instead, fix your attention on God. You'll be changed from the inside out. Readily recognize what he wants from you and quickly respond to it. Unlike the culture around you, always dragging you down to its level of immaturity. God brings the best out of you, develops well-formed maturity in you. That's good. Place your life before God. I like the title of that. And then the other scripture that Felicia gave us was, why, somebody said something was wrong? Yeah. Oh, it is your, okay. All right. I can turn my volume up a little bit.
Okay. It's good now.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. Then she gave me 2 Corinthians 1:17. 2 Corinthians 1:17 says, where is it? 2 Corinthians 1:17. Here we go. It says, thank you very much. 2 Corinthians 1:17. When I therefore was thus minded, did I use lightness, or the things that I purposed? Do I purpose according to the flesh? That with me there should be yea, yea, and nay, nay. Not doing the nay, nay. Let's get the Message Bible to help the people, because I know they just got confused. 17 says, and now you're going to accuse me of flip-flopping with my promises because it didn't work out. Do you think I talk about out of both sides of my mouth? A glib yes one moment and a glib no to the next. Well, you're wrong. I try to be as true to my word as God is to his. Woo, my God. One word to you wasn't a careless yes canceled by an indifferent no. How could it be? My God. Oh, that's a blessing. That's a blessing right there. I like that. He says, when Silas and Timothy and I proclaimed the Son of God among you, did you pick up on any yes and no, on again, off again, waffling? Wasn't it a clean, strong yes? Oh, that's good. I like that, Miss Felicia. I like that. That's good. Anybody else with your church check-in? Where did you go yesterday? What church did you attend? Who preached? Who brought the message yesterday? Felicia, you didn't tell me that part. Who brought the message in y'all virtual women's group yesterday? Again, I appreciate y'all. Oh, let's see. Sister Pitts. I was wondering when FWV was going to check in. Faith, works, and vision. Love is the greatest thing. 1 Corinthians 13. Oh, I know that scripture. Love is the greatest thing. 1 Corinthians 13, 12 and 14. 12 through 14. 1 Corinthians 13, 12 through 14. Yeah, that reads, for now we see in a mirror dimly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, But then I shall know just also as I am known. And now abide faith, hope, love. These three. But the greatest of these is love. Love. When it comes, it goes. Yeah. Okay, all right. She want to be. She don't want me to be a superstar, y'all. She don't want me to be. The message says we don't yet see things clearly. See how they break that down. We're squinting in a fog, peering through a mist, but it won't be long before the weather clears and the sun shines bright. We'll see it all then, see it as clearly as God sees us, knowing him directly just as he knows us. But for right now, until that completeness, we have three things to do to lead us toward that consummation. Trust steadily in God, hope unswervingly, love extravagantly, and the best of the three is love. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's a good message. I have to check that out. That'll work right there. Oh, Jackie Scott. Okay, she brought the topic and the scriptures. We have to add our input. Oh, that's good. I like that. So it's really like you said, it's a women's virtual group. So it's almost like having Bible study, which is not a bad move. I like that. I love Bible study where it's like interactive Bible study. I think I'm at a place where I can't just go to a Bible study and listen to somebody just talk for 30 minutes. Not for Bible study. I just can't. I need some action. I need some interaction. There needs to be some give and some take from the people. You know, I need to be able to see and hear and do all those things. So I'm always blessed to be around some folk with some that some great teachers and that can feed, you know, that you can feed into you and you can turn around and feed back into them and you all can learn. Like they say, iron sharpens iron. I want to talk about something real quick in the news, locally in the news. Y'all can keep y'all church check-ins coming. I will read them as you post them. Let me know where you were. Faye Harris says, love was our messages yesterday. Reverend Leon Perry. Oh, love was, that's the name. Love was our messages, or love. Help me out. Give me the correct title and some scripture. Try it again, Faye, so I can get it right. Cause I'm like Anchorman. I read whatever you type. So you don't want me sounding crazy. Make sure you type what you want me to read. But yeah, that's but y'all come on. But while we waiting, again, I'm gonna keep the church check-ins coming. Keep the church check-ins coming. So we had I want to give a man congratulatory. I don't want to say shout out, but a lift up and to Father Flager and the Saint Sabina church family over there on the south side of Chicago, over here rather, but he's a little further south than we are. They did a gun buyback today. They were doing a gun buyback, if I can talk, a gun buyback today. And it is I find it interesting that now he's getting, people are supporting him. Father Flager is a polarizing figure. I get it. I know there's some who don't understand his the way he does things, some who are not a fan of the way he does things and all of that. But here is the situation. Here's the situation. Today they were doing a gun buyback. They're going to be doing it every day until the money runs out. They have I think it's $25,000 set aside for gun buyback. And today, if I'm not mistaken, let me pull it up real quick. Today, they already gave out over $10,000. $10,860 today. 66 handguns and 15 rifles they got back today. But we don't have a problem. 66 handguns and 15 rifles. And if you follow Michael Flager on Facebook, you can see this for yourself. But 56 guns. Matter of fact, let me do something real quick. But 56 guns and 15 rifles. That's ridiculous. But I understand it, and it's unfortunate that this is where we are, and this is the state that we live in, where this is that we congratulate the fact that all these guns were taken in. But watch this. You know, what's the larger impact, right? What's the larger impact? I just gave you switcher cast on this computer so you can grab this picture.
Got it.
So y'all, I don't know if y'all can see that. These are some of the handguns.
Give me a second.
Yeah, these are some of the handguns that Father Flager took in today. It's sad that this is what had to happen, but that this is the only way you can get some guns off the street. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is the only way you can. So these are some of the handguns. Is crazy. It's crazy that this is where we are. But these guns, they were giving $200 gift card for a handgun, and what is that? $100 for a rifle, and $20 per magazine.
Yep.
And they gave out. So today they gave out $10,860. That's how much money they gave out today for collecting guns. And if I can flip to the next, these are just some of the guns. You still got this, right? Yeah, these are some of the guns that were collected today. It's insane that this is what we're doing, and this is just today at one church.
Well, you know, he did say. So it's $10,000 that was given out
Today.
Yeah,
he's doing it until all the money's gone.
Till all the money's gone.
So it'll be gone tomorrow.
And then he said, he also is giving, you know, these kids. He said, you know, a place to, not say place to live, but giving them resources.
He has resources to find jobs, to find housing. Yeah, all of that. All of that.
They feel hopeless. So not only did they buy the guns, they giving the kids, or you know, these people with the guns, you know, a chance to, you know, turn everything around for themselves.
And it's always interesting. I'm sure y'all can see, this is still up on y'all's screen. Y'all can see this. Y'all see these comments. It's always one. Somebody want to know how many souls were saved. Really?
That's why they probably wouldn't come. When you turn into that situation.
This was a gun buyback. No questions asked. You show up, you drop your gun, they give you a gift card, you go home. Now, see, this is where the church gets lost, and I understand every opportunity is an opportunity to evangelize, but Sister Townsend, Regina, whatever your name is on here, it's not important how many souls were saved. The question is how many lives were saved. Ask that question. Ask that question. Because if they dead, you can't feed their soul because they already dead. So let's talk about how many lives. This is the silly stuff that irritates me. When somebody's trying to do something, you always get somebody with some kind of snarky or not quite positive comment. Just don't say nothing. Right? I guess that's why we're gonna do this 5 things Christians shouldn't do on social media thing today, huh? Yep. so you know,
that's one of the points.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, it's like it's one of those things where we have to do a better job of making sure that we're doing our best when it comes to you know, making sure that we're giving people what that we're giving people the best of what we can do. Right? We can do better than that. We can do better than that. So anyway. We are back. Thank you so much, Tanya, for sharing that screen with the people. I love the idea. The money was donated, by the way, from a local business person. So Saint Sabina is not giving this money directly from the church. This is a local businessman who donated $25,000 for a gun buyback program. Let me put that out there again. Here's the church working with a local business to help the community. It ain't the church doing it by itself. It ain't a local business by itself. It's the church and local businesses coming together to try and help the community. The church and local businesses. The church hosted the event. The local business put up the money. $10,000 was given out today. $10,800 was given out today. There's out of 25,000. So it's $15,000 and some change left. They doing this every day from 8 to 4, I believe, or from 10 to 4, something like that. They're doing it every day for the rest of the week or until the money is gone. And it's not even going to make a dent. And that's not to knock the program. It's a great program, but it's not going to make a dent. So what else can be done? Who else can partner up? Who else can come forward? This is one of those opportunities where now we talked about the rich folk last week flying into space.
And we found out you're not an astronaut.
Yeah, you ain't no real astronaut because you weren't flying the plane because it was automated. So nobody was physically flying. So nobody did nothing.
So they just said him. What about Branson?
Branson, I don't know if he got wings or not. They gave Bezos some wings. I don't remember.
Because he owns.
But Branson, I don't know if he flew or not, but this thing was all automated. So he don't get no money, but no wings. But I brought him up to say, imagine if Jeff Bezos or Branson or some of these other people, Bill Gates, said we're going to put out, what would happen if they put out, now I know it's a weird amount, and watch this now. If we giving $500 per handgun, $250 per rifles, how many could we get off the street? I'd rather have them using that money for a gun buyback program than flying off into space for 10 minutes. How many guns could we get off the street then? Again, they rich, they can do what they want to do, it's their money. But what would happen if we did that? Come on now. Let's see. Faith Works Division Church. Oh, okay. The beginning. Faith Works Division Church, Fourth Sunday Children's Church, Genesis 1. Okay. The beginning. Where would we be if God didn't start it all? The creation. Okay. Felicia says, how many people stayed alive? Exactly. Come on now. Yeah. Come on now. Love. Okay. Love. John 15, 1 through 5. That was our message. Just, okay. Got it. All right. Now I got it, Sister Harris. I got it now. I was a little slow, but I got it. But again, now here's the deal. You buy the guns back. That's a win. It's a win buying the guns back. But now what? But now the guns that we took in, here's the question now. The people that are turning in the guns, because you look at the guns, I mean, y'all saw the guns. We don't have to put them back up on the screen anymore. But y'all saw the guns. Some of these are some older guns, not a lot of newer handguns.
The first ones we saw this morning were very new, like shiny.
Yeah, but these are not super new. It's a couple of semi-automatics. But a lot of these are pistols. A lot of 6-shooters, right? A lot of old school 6-shooters. There's a few semi-automatics. There's a couple Glocks and some other ones up there. The rifles, I don't know what happened to the other pictures because there was a couple more earlier. But, it's one of those things where, we got to do, there's so much more we can do. But this is a start. So I applaud Father Flager for his efforts, and those over at St. Sabina, and those all around our city who are doing whatever they can on small scales. But what would happen if they had the resources? What would happen if they got a billionaire behind them? If we could get Jeff Bezos to say, you know what, I'm going to commit $1 million to the gun buyback program. You bring in one handgun, you get $100. You bring in two, you get 1,000. How many guns would you get back? It's investing in the community. I know it's a weird way to say it that way, but it's investing in the community because you're taking, at the end of the day, all of these are illegal handguns. All of them. Some of them might be legal. Don't get me wrong. Some of them might be, sometimes some parents, your grandparents had some guns and some people had some guns in the house and they just wanted to get rid of them. But you got to find a way, man. We got to do a better job of getting these things off the street. It's just too many. They took off, 66 guns today? 66 handguns and 15 rifles. 66 handguns and 15 rifles. That's a lot of weapons. That's a lot of weapons in black neighborhoods. That's a lot of weapons that are just out on the street. How many lives were saved? How many stick-ups were stopped because somebody turned in guns today? So applause to Father Flager and the Saint Sabina Church and all those who chipped in with him. This weekend was another deadly weekend in our city, though. Right? 70 people shot, 12 fatally over this past weekend. 70 people shot. What would happen if we had this every week? Now, we shouldn't have to. We shouldn't have to have a gun buyback program if they weren't illegal. If you didn't have so many illegal guns on the street, there would be no need for a gun buyback program. Because I know there's some saying this is a waste, it's a waste, it's a waste. Well, how do you get the guns off the street? Because you ain't going to do it my way. You ain't going to go after the original purchaser. So how do you get around it? And this blaming the mayor and the superintendent, I'm not a fan of Superintendent David Brown. I've said that several times on this show. I wasn't a fan of him being hired because I don't think he understood the city he was coming to. This ain't Dallas. This ain't Dallas, Texas. This is not, you came from an open carry state, sir. An open carry state where everybody can carry a gun. To a city where guns were illegal to even have in the city. You didn't understand the communities that you were now going to be policing. And I'll say this until the end. I believe there should have been a homegrown Chicago person in that job, a minority at that. I appreciate the fact that the brother is black, but I'm sorry, just because he's black that ain't helping. That's one deal. But they could have taken it a step further, and there were some viable candidates. There were some viable candidates locally that they could have tapped for that position. But he's who we have now. Okay, fine. But this blaming him, and I like what he said. He said, stop blaming the police. He says, ask the courts why they're not keeping these people in jail. That's a valid question.
So then you go to Kim Fox.
At some point you go to Kim Fox, but then Kim Fox can only prosecute. She ain't the one letting the people out of jail. The judge is the one giving the sentences. So now you have to go. This is why it's so important. And I know when we go to vote, it's the one part of the ballot that we hate voting on because you don't know nothing about them judges. And it's a bunch of them, a plethora, a gaggle. It's a bunch of them on that ballot, and we don't know who they are. But these judges are the ones passing down these sentences. There have been 89 people killed in the month of July. It's July 26th. We got 5 days left. There's already been 89 people killed. That means we could easily hit 100 people killed in the city before August 1st. Think about that. If 89 people have been killed in July, 89. That's not a Chicago Police Department problem. It's not. And I'm not going to rehash that. We talked about this real good on Friday, but and I'm going to leave it at that. But there's got to be more. There's got to be more. There's so much more that can be done. So much more that can be done. And it's not one entity that needs to do it all. It's the church, it's the business leaders, and it's the parents. It starts at home. But if the parents and the church and the business community come together, we can get this thing done. And here's a radical idea. That's Dana over here being Mr. Radical. Here's a radical idea, Tanya. Let's get the gun manufacturers to the table. Let's get the gun manufacturers to the table. Let's say, hey, look, these are your guns. Help us. Help us so that we only have legal guns on the street. What can you do from your end? What can you do because you're making more guns than we have people. Let's just be honest. There are more guns made than we have people.
And I mean, not
Come on.
and not to be funny. Counting both sets of hands.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
So even if you say one hand apiece.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got one too many guns.
It's enough guns for you to have everybody to have two, more than two.
Okay.
So when you bring them to the table, grab the National Rifle Association, because see they this is the thing about they want to take our guns. No. I would love to sit and have a conversation with somebody from the National Rifle Association, someone from there, some of our conservative brothers, people, some of those people. Then get some people from the NAAGA, which is the National African American Gun Association. Get some of those people in, right? Because it's not about taking away the guns, but what can we do to get what strategy would you help a community get rid of illegal handguns? So we're not talking about taking the legal guns away from the people who bought them the right way, but bring them to the table and pull them and put them to the carpet and say, how would you help? You show up with them and you say, look, these, if I get Smith & Wesson to come to the table and I say, hey, Smith & Wesson, here are 5,000 Smith & Wesson handguns that we took illegally off the street. What can you do to help us stop this pandemic, this epidemic from happening? These are your guns on the street that are in the hands illegally of people who probably did not purchase them the right way. How can you help us? I think that's a valid question to ask. I think it's a valid question. And it's not to be accusatory. It's not to say y'all ain't doing this, y'all ain't doing that. It's to say, well, you know what? As the manufacturer, we want to do better. Am I crazy for thinking that's an option? Am I crazy to think that's a bad option? Let me see. Felicia says, I think a lot of focus is placed on the people that have the money. If each person does something to stop violence, it's something better than waiting on them. Okay, I'm with you. Felicia says he seems lost overwhelmed at every press conference. He does. Because I'm sure there's no way that job is not stressful. Because think about it. You had 89 people die in the city of Chicago. And we still got 5 days left in the month. And how many of those cases are open right now? Out of those 89 murders, how many of them are open?
And then he has to fight with Copa about them, did you have to shoot?
Well, we don't even have them yet. That's totally separate.
I mean, that's
right.
He's stressed.
That's a whole nother side.
He has
because you got bad cops.
He has Copa to deal with. He has, Internal Affairs was, from my understanding, from what I told, Internal Affairs was about investigating, but when it turned into investigating about whether or not you lived in the city, then it became a separate agenda and everything else like that. So you don't even live here. We got to investigate you because you don't even live here. We got to investigate you because you shooting people, innocent people half the time, or this is a botch, a botch like arrest and everything else like that. So and then we got 76 shootings and everything else like that. So he's definitely overwhelmed.
Yeah. And again, some of his overwhelm, I'm sure, is not being aware of the city he works in. Not being aware of the city he works in. Shawanda says, let's get to the root of it. We have to stop pointing the finger at everybody else and pointing at the parents. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We talked about that last week. Absolutely. Bad parents. They suck. Say what I said.
On the next Geraldo.
Say what I said. Shawana said it's their guns, but are they the ones pulling the trigger? No, they're not. And again, Shawana, I'm not blaming I'm not blaming the manufacturer. I'm saying, can we bring the manufacturer to the table and find out, can they do a better job of finding out where their guns are going? That's my question. Can they do a better job of tracking where their guns are going?
You could track a cell phone. You should be
Right.
able to track a
You go buy a phone today at Sprint, and I can get that phone to and it can pass through 3 or 4 other hands, but Sprint will tell me who you can go tell you who the original purchaser was.
Because Sprint won't even let you, like, you got to pay the bill off in its entirety down to the 10 cents that you done left on there before you give it to somebody else for them to turn on.
Right. Felicia says, not sure. I feel like asking pharma companies to help with drug addiction.
I've been seeing a lot of new recovery places open up.
But you know, I think you do have to have. Well, look at it this way, Felicia. They went after the cigarette companies, nicotine companies. They went after big tobacco and made tobacco open up a lot of these. Okay, pushing all kind of buttons over here. A lot of like, what's going on? Okay, stop. A lot of these not stop smoking ads have been purchased by the tobacco companies because they had to pay all that money for not telling people the truth about cigarette smoke, about smoking, about nicotine. Now, I'm not telling the gun manufacturer should pay any money. I'm simply saying, is there a better way? Is there a better way? But I totally get your point. It's like asking, but they did. It's like even with painkillers, right? The pharmaceutical company had to say, okay, wait a minute, we need to do a better job of tracking oxycodone and hydrocodone and because it's too easily gotten.
Propofol.
Yeah.
And they go to the doctors, like, you know, they take every step backwards to find out how a prescription was written or given when somebody ODs, especially a celebrity. How come we cannot do it with the guns? Right. You can trace a pill, a tablet. You can trace it. If I had a prescription bottle full of oxycodone right now, each one of those tablets they come from a certain lot, a number is on them. They can trace those back to whichever pharmaceutical company gave them. Whoever wrote the prescription, and then where did they get it from? You got it from Walgreens. Okay, and then which pharmaceutical company gave it to Walgreens? So they can go all the way back. Was it generic? Who did it? Was it from Canada? How did they can trace it. Not holding them accountable, but it's saying, hey, you know what? Here is the deal. Because if I'm the one driving to Indiana or some rural part of Illinois, and in the distance I see the tent in the middle of the field that says gunshot, shot, pop-up gun shop in the middle of a field somewhere, and a guy in his trailer, he got, a tent. Is it choppy for anyone else? I don't know. We on blue.
Okay, so that means we're not.
I would just ask everybody to do a refresh.
Do a refresh if I'm choppy or if it's messing up, because we got good signal over here. But if I go to a gun shop and I buy 20 handguns, 20, because there's no wait time at a gun shop, at a pop-up shop, right? So if I go and I buy 20 handguns and then I come back and then I sell them here on the street in Chicago, nothing comes back to me. Nothing comes back to me. At least not currently. Nothing comes back to me. And thus there is the problem. That's why we can't get any further. Because I'm allowed to go buy 20 guns and then I'm allowed to go sell those guns on the street to some 13, 14, 15-year-old. And now he walking around with a brand new gun. It's a huge fly in here.
Huge fly.
Right. But now the 14, 15-year-old is walking around with a gun that I bought in Indiana or downstate Illinois somewhere. I got my money. I'm free and clear. He out killing people in your backyard. There's got to be a fix in there somewhere. There's got to be a fix in there somewhere. That's all. That's all. But anyway, I'm not going to stay on that too long. I just wanted to just get that out. So, again, there was something I wanted to talk about last week.
You got it now? Let me see if you remember.
Let me tell y'all what I want to talk about last week. Y'all ready for this? Hold on. I pushed it on purpose that time. So y'all know in the news. Pray for me, y'all. Pray I get through this without saying something too ignorant. Y'all know in the news, most recently, Dr. Dre.
That wasn't it.
That's what I had. What you had?
You remember we wanted to talk about the low scoring system for Simone Biles.
I'm gonna talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
We'll hold that. I need to get to this immediately.
Okay, go immediately.
Because it's hurting my spirit.
All right.
Y'all know Dr. Dre. Y'all know Dr. Dre, the producer from old school NWA. You remember the group NWA, Dr. Dre.
Headphones.
Maker of Beats headphones, creator, co-creator, billionaire, almost a billionaire. Made some good money off that and some other stuff. Discovered Eminem, all that. Dr. Dre. That Dr. Dre. Y'all know Dr. Dre had to, him and his wife was getting a divorce. And Dr. Dre, let me get y'all this right now. They filed for divorce in June of 2020. Don't need that. Thank you, Fox News. Thank you so much. The 56-year-old music mogul, y'all ready for this? Was ordered to pay, I can't even get the words out, his estranged wife, Nicole Young, let me give you the exact dollar amount, $293,306 a month in spousal support starting August 1st in 5 days.
Winner, chicken dinner.
$293,306 a month.
I'll take him all in small bills.
Wait a minute. He was also ordered. That ain't it, y'all.
Well, because wasn't it 4.3 something?
He was also ordered to continue to pay the expenses for the California homes in Malibu and the expenses for the Pacific Palisades house that the couple once shared, which makes sense as a source familiar with the case told page 600. So Dr. Dre agreed to pay estranged wife $2 million in temporary spousal support. The source, let's see, the couple is due back in court Thursday for another hearing. Dre is, let's say, his estimated worth is about $800 million. $293,000 a month. So they rounded up big time, $300,000 a month. Well,
He just want to give her $2.
no, he's paying that. He was giving her. This says at one point he was already giving her $2 million a month.
Oh, okay. Well, you just gonna do some simple subtraction, and and we'll be all clear. You gonna start at the $293.
Oh, good Lord. So, yeah. So that's $3.6 million a year. That's $3,600,000 a year. What, that fly?
Yeah.
I know he's ginormous. Ain't he? Where he come from? That's $3.6 million a year. I thought Jeff Bezos, because he was a billionaire. That's a lot of spousal support. That's a whole lot of money. Now they've been married for a long time, so let me not trip, because they was married for how long?
A long time.
20? Wait a minute, how many years? Let's see. Huh? Oh, you talking to the fly? Help us, Jesus. How many years they married? 20 some years. So she been around for a long time. For $300,000.
You adding or you reading comments?
I'm just saying, she been around for a long time. That's so, you know, I just want to ask the question. That's a whole lot of oh, wait a minute. Felicia said he needs to listen to that Chronic album and write the check. Is that more than Michael Jordan wife? Michael Jordan wife got he wrote her check up front. She got like $150 million, and then that was it. Like he paid her up front, like out the door, and that was it. Wait a minute. If you don't work for 3 years in the marriage, you get spousal support. Don't ask me how I know.
What? California is very, very different.
Yeah, California.
You getting more than half.
Half.
They
If y'all don't remember Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, they come
Half.
It all depends on where you pick up your marriage certificate.
Oh Lord, y'all remember when remember Shaq? When him and Shawnee was getting divorced, she went to California to file.
Yeah,
because they was in Florida. She went to file in California. It's like no, don't be trying. She was trying to get it. That's a lot of money, y'all. 300. Oh Lord, 300,000 a month. That's like winning the lottery every 30 days. Felicia said, "Let me get the packet." You know what? See, that ain't even funny, Felicia. That's not even funny. But 300,000, that's like winning the little lotto every month.
That's like that in the morning and in the evening.
That's the after, right?
In the morning and in the evening. Every day is your birthday. Every day is a
What
win.
we doing this month? Because he still got to pay the housing expenses. So what do the $300,000 cover? I'm just asking a question.
Hey, Dan, guess what?
It ain't my money. Don't count it.
It ain't your money.
It ain't my money. Don't count it.
Stop counting.
Stop counting other people's money.
Yep.
Because I know what they going to say. It's that word that makes my left cheek itch.
Lifestyle?
No, not that one. Yeah, but you know the words.
Okay.
Used
to?
Close to it. You almost there.
I forget your word.
Yeah.
Darn it.
That they need the money because that's the lifestyle they've grown
accustomed
to. Every time I say it, my left butt cheek starts to itch. I've grown accustomed that I spend. Do you really have $300,000 for expenses every month?
You don't, but if you...
Especially if he's still paying for all the house stuff.
You know what?
I ain't trying to count the people money. I'm just asking questions to the people.
You know what? It's not even... Hasn't... don't even think about rich people. It has happened to the people who don't have that type of millions because if the spouse is at home, they have grown to be, accustomed to a certain lifestyle because they're at home.
Right.
So you have to pay, you have to pay them that money. So it's okay. I mean, it's not okay, but hey.
I wonder, could I have got some spousal support?
You're accustomed to a lot. Boy, these jokers would be broke.
If I had grown and I was married for some years both times, could I have got some support? Let me call my lawyer back. I said, I feel like I done got cheated. Tanya, we could be living good right now.
Tanya finna go if I come up on some money, I'm finna get a prenup.
It's too late.
Right.
Too late. It's post nuptial.
I'm gonna get a post nuptial. Be the first one. When I come up, God got it ready. I'm receiving it. I declare and decree.
Really? That's what we doing? I'm just saying. That's a lot of cheese. That's a whole lot of cheddar. Gouda, Brie, Gruyere. That's all kind. That's good cheese. That's 300,000. I just want to know 300,000. Anyway,
we in yellow, so if anybody gets a little choppy.
Oh, okay. I will move on to the Simone Biles thing. So y'all watching the Olympics? I haven't watched any. I don't. For some reason, I don't have any interest. I did have interest.
We are one goal behind.
Japan.
Yep, they got 8.
Yeah,
we got 7.
So Simone Biles, y'all know the sister who does like some stuff on the floor that we've never seen before in life, like no other human look like they can do. She out there doing some straight X-Men stuff on the floor. The Olympic scoring committee, whatever you want to call them, the Olympic scoring committee has changed the scoring metrics. Felicia says, Mom was married for 31 years and got divorced. My uncle was a top engineer in Metro. She never has to work another day in her life. Okay, well, that's beautiful. That's wonderful.
Yeah, it is wonderful.
He is wonderful. That's good. But they, so they changed the scoring system in the Olympics because of Simone Biles. And here is the deal. They have changed the scoring because what she does is so difficult. If they scored her based off of their regular system, she could go one time, hit her jump or her flip or whatever her deal is, her floor routine, do it, and her scores, because of the level of difficulty, would put her so far ahead of everybody else that she wouldn't have to go a second, third, and fourth time to do nothing. Everybody else they would never catch her because nobody else can do what she does. So what they did was they lowered what she could actually get on her most difficult stunts or tricks, whatever you call them.
Stunts.
Yeah. So now they're underscoring what she does. It's like
It's the curve.
It's beyond the curve. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So it's like if what she did would automatically give her a 10, right? So whatever she does to get a 10, it's like it's something. It's technically she should get a 12, but they can't give her a 12. And because her stuff and her level of difficulty is so much higher than everybody else's, so they're grading everybody on the curve. She can still win, but they don't want the gap to be as horrible as it could be because she's doing things on the floor that nobody else can do. The girl is doing flips that, they seem superhuman. Like, I'm sure they're going to be testing, I'm sure she probably getting more steroid tests than anybody ever. And today she didn't have a great day, but she still did enough to qualify.
It doesn't count towards Tuesday.
Right. Well, she's qualified for all of her events, so she's in regardless. But I'm like, why is it that we just can't be great in what we're doing and they just award us for what we're doing? Why do we always have to, everything has to be, we have to temper down everything so that other people don't feel inadequate? What happened to the other black girl? The one they was talking about her hair. What was that girl's name? The other black girl before Simone Biles. Yeah.
Okay.
What happened to her? That's a good question, Felicia. What was that girl's name? Somebody help me out. Let me see. Gabrielle Douglas. Gabby Douglas. Yeah, because she was in the 2016 Olympics. Yeah, what happened to her? That is a good question. I thought I saw her on that she was probably supposed to be part of the team again, but maybe not.
No, she's not part of the U.S.
She ain't a part of the team this year?
Mm-mm.
Wow. Because she's a 2012 and all-around champion and 2015 world all-around silver medalist. So because remember, that's the one that even our own people was talking about the child's hair. Y'all worried about her hair. She flipping, and y'all out there talking about her hair. I remember that mess. Yeah, Gabby Douglas. Felicia says, grading on the curve, come up to her level. Right. Black girl magic does disappear ever. Come on now. Shawana says, basically because no one else can reach her level, they have to lower the standards of the competition. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, Gabby is not part of the team.
So and she's still young, ain't she? Because she was born in 95.
So it's
wow.
Simone, I forget. You got like 3 colonizers and then like 3.
You did not say colonizers.
think colonizer is actually a nicer word.
Is it really? That's a nicer word. Colonizers. Oh, God. Oh, okay, here it is. Douglas stopped training in 2016 after 2 successful stints at the Olympic Games. She has not officially announced her retirement, but she did not take part in the U.S. Olympic team trials for Tokyo.
You got Jordan Childs, Susan Lee.
Wow.
I think she's either Korean.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
She didn't even try out. She must be over it.
Grace McCullum.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Simone Biles already worth $6 million. Good Lord, get your money. Okay, get your money. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you all. Look, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a break. When we come back, we're gonna jump into our conversation. Look, this is when everybody look. We're gonna stop the hot. Yes, colonizers. How many people still on here? 10. I saw 15, 16 of y'all a little while ago. We're gonna jump into our article for today, our conversation rather. For the evening, 5 things Christians should stop doing on social media. 5 things. Oh, you know what? Hold on before I get to that. So I know I'm a little late to the party, but they got some new charges on y'all's boy.
Who?
Ara Kelly.
What he did now?
They say Ara been messing with little boys too.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
You missed that?
I missed that one.
Yeah, let me talk to the people real quick. So y'all know.
Just leave that one alone.
I can't. I got to talk about it real quick.
Can you give it like 1 minute?
1 minute. That's all. We're going to give it 1 good minute. 1 good minute. Here you go. Start the clock.
Now.
Yeah, Ara. Y'all know Ara. Ara Kelly. Seemed like you're ready. Well, you're not. He didn't care if you was ready. But Ara, they got Ara up on some that he was tampering with some previous cases where he tried to mess with some little boys. So I thought he just had a thing for little girls. But apparently, the allegation is that Ara got a thing for little boy children. I don't understand. I already didn't understand already. But now he got some new charges. Let me help y'all, because this is some stuff he trying to get it fought so that it don't come up in his case in New York. Let me read this real quick. It says, with 2 weeks left until jury selection is to begin R. Kelly federal racketeering trial, Brooklyn prosecutors are asking to admit additional evidence of alleged crimes that were not charged in their indictments of the singer. According to a Friday court ruling, the filing details testimony from a witness who alleges Kelly, whose full name is Robert Kelly, asked her to obtain child pornography involving boys for him. Further evidence includes recordings of physical abuse and threats that Kelly alleged to use to maintain control over women and girls who he had sexual relationships with, and evidence of bribes allegedly made on Kelly's behalf to state and county workers. An attorney for Kelly told CNN on Monday that the team was reviewing the government's submission and will respond accordingly. So yeah, I did not know this. It says additional acts alleged in the filing include multiple instances of sexual abuse against female minors, as well as sexual abuse of a male minor, who prosecutors say Kelly met in 2006 at a McDonald's. I'm going to just leave that right there. All right. We'll be right back in a moment. Sunny days. There we go.
My, so grateful to open my eyes and see a brand new day I've never seen before. So I speak real nice to my day. I start with prayer to push my way as I follow the path that's lit for me, and I speak to the light I see. Hello, sun. Hello, shining bright today. Your sunshine makes me feel okay. I love a sunny day. As the sun hits my face, I can feel the energy flow. I'm alive, and that alone is a reason to rejoice. So, Lord,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sunny days. My little sister, Lanasia Tyson. That's her newest release, newest single, simply entitled Sunny Day. I like the track. I always play. I like to give my peoples as many plays as they can get on, and so that that those plays, those streams matter. So we always try to give people some streams as much as we can give them. We got this good article simply entitled 5 Things Christians Should Stop Doing on Social Media. 5 things Christians should stop doing on social media. That is our topic of conversation for today. And this is good because there's a lot of stuff. A lot of times I think we need to remember as Christians, people are always watching us. They're always watching us. And because you're always on display, we need to be careful with how we are. Here's a word for you today. How we are perceived. That's the word for the day, perception. How we are perceived. And a lot of times what people see in us, I know you all have heard this before. It sounds cliche, but sometimes you might be the only Bible that they pick up before they pick up the actual Bible. They read you before they come to your church. They read you before they pick up the book. So how about you give them the best version of you and not the messy one? So let's get into this. 5 things Christians should stop doing on social media. Y'all ready? Feel free to chime in. Thank y'all so much for y'all comments too. God bless y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching and listening. Those of you watching on YouTube, those of you watching on Facebook, those of you who are listening on Blog Talk Radio, God bless you, all that good stuff. And those of you who are listening on iHeart Radio as well. And if you're watching the replay later, just type in the comments. If you're watching the replay later, type in replay. Here we go. 5 things Christians should stop doing on social media. The writer says this. He says, I like social media. I enjoy following fellow Christian friends and keeping up with their lives. Over the years, though, he says, I've made a few observations of some things that could have been better had they not made Facebook, Twitter, or whatever. But unfortunately, some of these things are mistakes I have made too. He says, what are they? Below are 5 of them. So here we go. Number one. The first thing is judgmentally calling people out on their failures. Something that Christians need to stop doing. Judgmentally calling people out on their failures. Here we go. The writer says, church leaders fall. I'm sad to say it, but it happens a lot. My question is, why do we rush to celebrate their downfall? Why do we rush to celebrate their downfall? He says, sure, Paul says to rebuke heretics, and Jesus says to watch out for wolves dressed in sheep's clothing. But what I'm talking about are genuine converted followers of Jesus who mess up. Why do we pounce on them the way we do? Jesus says to pray and love your enemies. Your enemies. If this is the way you are called to treat people who hate you, how much more for people you'll see in eternity? Let me read that again. If this is the way you are called to treat people who hate you, how much more for people you'll see in eternity? Pray for church leaders who fall. Observe and learn from their mistakes, and try not to make them yourself. But whatever you do, don't bash them on Facebook. It's just not godly. Let's talk about that. We've all done it. We've all been there. We've all done it. We've tried not to do it. But every time somebody in church, something happens, somebody's exposed, whatever the situation is, it's too easy. What I like to call low-hanging fruit. We jump on them immediately when they make mistakes. I'm guilty of it. I know when I first started doing this radio show, because you thought you were trying to just stay relevant and talk about what was going on. We did it a lot. We don't do it anymore, but we did it a lot. And really it doesn't help. Right? Because if we're supposed to be a people of forgiveness, if we're supposed to be a people of second chances and third and fourth chances, if we're supposed to be a forgiving people, if we're supposed to be a loving people, why are we so quick to pounce on our own? Yes, you can be angry. that they put a black eye on the church. Yes, you can be angry because they're bringing shame to the church. But there is a way to show it versus how we've been doing it. There is a way to express it and not pile on and tell them they going to hell. Because here is the deal, and as my former pastor says all the time, I ain't got a heaven to kick you out of or a hell to put you in. I don't have that power. And I'm glad I don't. And I'm glad you don't have that power over me either. Because if we as people had the power to put people in and out of heaven and put people in hell, guess where a whole lot of folk would be? I don't hear nobody. Felicia says, question, do you think people should share when they are leaving a church on social media? That's a good question, Felicia. I think, let me say this. I recognize that Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, whatever. They're public forums, but they're your personal pages. And you can say whatever. I've had these conversations with people before. You can say whatever you want to say because it's your page. Put up there whatever you want to put up there. I don't think if you're leaving a church, let's say I was a member of ABC Church, and I'm leaving ABC Church, and I'm now going to join XYZ Church. I don't think you should bash ABC Church on your way out. Because how is God getting the glory out of you bashing ABC Church on your way out? If you had some difficulties at that church, if you had difficulties with the leadership of that church, here's my question. Did you address them individually or as a leadership team? Did you talk to your pastor about your issues before you left? Now, now there is a caveat. If there was some abuse going on, something dangerous going on at the church, and I'm talking proven abuse, proven whatever, not allegations, but serious things happening at that church, then yes, that exposure is needed, especially when there are babies involved. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? If people are being hurt physically, emotionally abused, and things like that, I think there needs to be some exposure there. Felicia says, I'm saying either way, good or bad leave, do you need to post? I don't think you need to. No, there's no need either way. I think if you are now here's the difference. Let's say you are a minister at a church and you've now been God has given you a new assignment somewhere else, and you're posting it to say, hey, you know what? I've enjoyed my time at ABC Church, and now I'm being elevated or lifted up in another place. Yes, absolutely. But that's fine. But to say, I'm leaving this church, I'm tired of this and I'm tired of that, not necessary. You don't need to post anything, right? But that's just like people who leave one job and go to the next job. You don't need to post that either, right? I'm leaving Ford to go work at Chevy. You ain't got to tell nobody. I'm leaving Comcast to go work at DirecTV. I'm leaving Sprint to go work at T-Mobile, or vice versa. Same thing now, unfortunately.
Well, Buddy did it.
Who?
The spokesperson.
Oh yeah. So I mean, it's one of those things where it's not necessary. To answer your question, Felicia, as a need, no, ma'am, it is not. It's not necessary. But again, we don't always have to bash people when they make mistakes. And here's the deal: because you are in leadership, because you are, as a lot of pastors, because of social media, because of the media presence, because of all the stuff, the cameras, the streaming, the live, the YouTubes, all of us are now exposed. We're getting more exposure than we would normally ever have, right? More exposure than we normally would ever have. So everything is magnified. Every mistake is going to be magnified. Those of you who are not standing behind pulpits, those of you who are not standing and sitting behind a desk and microphones, who are not putting yourself out on the front lines to be exposed, thank God that your history, that your credit report, I ain't talking about the Experian and the TransUnion, I'm talking about your life's credit report, your life's resume. Thank God that's not on display for everybody. You should be grateful that your history is not exposed. Yeah, we want to preach and teach and do all those things, but we all have past. Some not great. But thank God, Thank God he's kept some of those things out of the limelight. Thank God. The writer goes on to say, he says, at the end of this, he says, pray for the church leaders who fall, observe and learn from their mistakes, try not to make them yourself, but whatever you do, don't bash them on Facebook or social media. It's just not godly. It's not godly. Number two, we're talking about today 5 things Christians should stop doing on social media. Number two says, flippantly posting about cultural issues. Flippantly posting about cultural issues. Here we go. Y'all ready? Oh, Lord. Here we go. Homosexuality, the presidential elections, racial tensions. These are hot topics and topics the world really, really cares about. So it's not acceptable to say whatever you want to say, even if you are right. Ooh, Lord. It's not acceptable to say whatever you want to say, even if you're right. The writer says, because even if you have the right answers, if you post them in the wrong way, you're wrong. Say that again. Even if you have the right answers, if you post them in the wrong way, then you're wrong. What do I mean? He says, I'm a truth guy. I love the truth and standing up for what's right. But there is a way of defending the truth that's wrong, by being harsh, by being off-putting, or by being inconsiderate. It's unattractive. Paul reminds us, let no corrupt talk come out of your mouth, but only as such as is good for building up, as fits the occasion, that it may give grace to those who hear. Ephesians 4:29. So even if what you're saying is right, if I'm destroying you in the process, if I'm destroying you in my delivery, then am I right? Yes, you made a mistake, but do I have to kill you the second time? It's not my job to twist the knife. It's not my job to throw more shame on somebody that's already ashamed. You know, and I applaud. I wish I could play the clip for you about E. Dewey Smith. E. Dewey Smith is a well-known pastor talking about homosexuals in the black church. I could play some of this if this is the right one. But he's talking about pastors and homosexual. Oh yeah, this is it. I'm gonna play y'all this real quick because I want to get this real quick. I'm just gonna play the audio. Don't worry about the video because I could share it, but don't worry about it. Let me give y'all this. It's about 3 minutes long. E. Dewey Smith said this about the church and how the church likes to attack. I played this, I think, for you guys before. I'm gonna play it again. I thought I still had the clip loaded, but I don't. When we lost all our stuff, when we was on hiatus, so that's why it's not still in there. But let me play this for you real quick. Here we go. Pastor E. Dewey Smith.
You guys in the church can be so hypocritical. He said, in the African-American church, you really got to be careful. I said, what do you mean? He said, because you are guilty of condemning the Supreme Court system and preaching against something. But if you look at half of our choirs, and a great number of our artists, that we call abominations, and we call demons. We demonize and dehumanize the same people that we use, and we don't say nothing about the gay choir director because he's good for business. As long as the choir sound good, I ain't saying nothing about his sexuality. We have done what the slave master did to us: dehumanize us, degrade us, demonize us, but then use them for our advantage. It's hypocritical to talk about the Supreme Court and calling them Sodom and Gomorrah, which is not what it's all about. But if that's the case, half our churches have been Sodom and Gomorrah for 100 years. He told me, boy, you got to re-examine yourself. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, on one hand, you quote homosexuality is an abomination from Leviticus. But you say that right after you ate some shrimp, some catfish, and some lobster. You quote Leviticus while you're wearing a wool blend suit. It's also in Leviticus that you shouldn't wear mixed linens. It's in Leviticus that if your wife is on her cycle, that you shouldn't go in the same house with her or even sleep on the same bed with her. That's in Leviticus too. Here's my point. We pick and choose the scriptures that we want to use to beat folk up with, rather than look at our own lives. Let me tell you something. If God wanted to judge America, he wouldn't need the Supreme Court system. If he wanted to judge America because of sin, he would have judged me in '88 at the Freaknik in Atlanta. Y'all ain't saying nothing to me. Look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor, I don't condemn you. I don't judge you. I'm going to preach Christ to you. Because you can't evangelize and antagonize at the same time. You cannot insult and inspire the same people that you insult. I thank God that Jesus went to Samaria with a woman who had some sexual identity problems and didn't preach condemnation. He just preached Christ.
My God.
And our greatest missionary opportunity is going to be finding those who may be struggling to say, I'm not better than you, but the same grace that saved me, the same blood that let me come is the same blood that you're going to need. What are we going to do about the people who've been born this way? Who've been struggling with something? What about the people that we think are nasty? These folks are abomination, they're nasty. Tell you what you do then. Go find every song that's been written by a gay person for the last 100 years and don't sing it in church. Let's see how many songs you can minister on that Sunday.
My God.
Wow. Bishop, don't tell me what the Bible says about homosexuals and you change wives like we change underwear. Sit yourself, your hypocritical self down. We all got to look at ourselves. We all need Jesus.
Well, that's all I got for you. I just wanted to share that with y'all real quick. That was Dr. E. Dewey Smith. No, that was, she said that can't be recent. No, that was from 2015, Felicia. That was from 2015. I wanted to share it because the writer, this part of the article we talk about, we're being judgmental, so I wanted to share that because it's easy. it's easy to jump on folk when they're doing the wrong stuff and pick on the stuff that they doing wrong. Or that we whether it is wrong or not, but how we attack. Why are we always in attack mode? The writer goes on to say, he says, what you say is important, but how you say it is just as important. Right info with the wrong delivery will not convince people. Right? Right info with the wrong delivery will not convince people. Better to remain silent and to be thought of a fool than to speak and remove all doubt. That's Mark Twain. Think about this before you post about, that dude we used to have as president or Black Lives Matter and that stuff. Sometimes it's better to remain silent and not look like everybody else. I think Pastor Reggie Royal posted one time, he's like, I don't have to comment on everything. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, Shawanda. You don't have to comment on everything. Christians, we don't have to comment on everything. Every post we don't have to be a part of. Every controversy we don't have to lend our we don't have to sow into. We don't always have to fight every battle. Every battle does not belong to us. And I'm telling you this from my own experience. Huh?
I mean, she said, you're talking about church, right? It's like more posts coming out saying, like, you don't have to actually defend everything that's said about you.
No, you don't. You don't have to.
You you let timing and everything else defend itself.
Mm-hmm.
So I think one thing about these articles is that we could take it to the church and also take it and put it in use it with our own personal lives.
Everyday life.
Everything does not have to be addressed.
No.
Like, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all these other social media is not your press conference. No one's paying you.
Yeah, and we don't all is the problem with social media is, and this is somebody who's sitting on social media right now talking to all of y'all, is that it has given everybody a voice. It's given everybody the freedom to share their opinions. And it's given people the freedom to share their opinions without consequence. Because, if truth be told, here's the deal. Social media has allowed people to say some of the stupidest things ever from the safety of their keyboard, from the safety of their homes behind the safety of a keyboard. So there's given them the courage. I wrote a blog on it a long time ago, a blog called Keyboard Courage. It's given them this amount of courage for them to feel like they can do and say whatever because I'm posting on social media, so I can lie, I can make stuff up, I can say whatever, I can insult, I can do this, I can do that, I can do all those things. But we don't always have to engage in everything, especially when it comes to being jumping on every possible issue. Don't get me wrong. Some stuff, if God moves you to do it, that's great. But just because it's there doesn't mean you have to do it.
You don't have to be the antagonist to everyone.
All the time.
Or you don't have to be the defender.
You don't have to be the defender.
Prosecutor. You don't have to. You could just be you. And and I know some people are gonna run, run forth well, I'm just being me, and I'm, and everything. But he also says in there, be humble.
Mm-hmm. You got
considerate.
And LaTanya can test this. I'll share this with you guys before. I remember being at work in my office downtown, and I would get somebody would either tag me in a post. And I would see it. My brother Devon, the guy I started this show with, he would see something, he would show it to me, and they knew. I gotta tell Dana. Dana, did you see this? And then Dana be like, oh, I got to get in. So now I got to have so now I'm on social media or Facebook, whatever one it is.
Bible gangbanging.
And right, I'm on here I'm on here writing dissertations. It ain't comments. It's 17 paragraphs. I'm coming. And then you hit me with your 10 paragraphs. And I'm coming back with 12 more. And then it's all, before I know it, it's 5 o'clock in the evening. This conversation started at 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm still typing.
You didn't brush those teeth.
Right. I done drove to work. I done typed and drove. I done pulled over on the side of the road to respond. It's all day. And for what? For what? Just so I can say so I can feel like I got the last right word? Just so I can feel like I got the same right word. The last right word. Crazy. Crazy. Felicia said, I sing the song Frozen every day. Let it go, let it be. Let it go, let it be. That's a different song. Well, let's keep going, you all. Today we're talking about this great subject. 5 things Christians should stop doing on social media. Christians. It says engaging in sharp discussions. Number 3, engaging in sharp discussions. The writer says this. He says, you'll see this all the time on Twitter. Some argue about theological issues until they're blue in the face. Is it really worth your time? I mean, be right. Come on to the correct understanding. Don't back down from your, don't back down from your convictions. You can be right. But why bash your brother or sister in Christ over 140 characters on Twitter? It's fine to communicate. Let people know you disagree. Send them a tweet. But for goodness sake, the writer says, don't turn into a major fiasco. The art of being wise is the art of knowing what to overlook. Oh, that's good.
Because then you become, not say viral, what happens, it becomes story time.
Yeah.
And then somebody else takes all those story Twitter times.
Yep.
And they done screenshot it to post and like, y'all read all of this.
And now what happens is your 5th response in the communication, because it gets a little raunchy or got a little harsh, 10 years later, somebody pulling the tweet that you done forgot you wrote, or a post you forgot you wrote, and they taking your 5th response, not your 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th response, your 5th response, because you was tired. Felicia says, I meet so many people want to debate the Bible. Most of their argument is from YouTube and not the Bible. I always say, stop it from the beginning. I know that's right. The writer says, sometimes you just got to overlook certain things and move on. As the old saying goes, never wrestle with the pig. You both get dirty, but the pig likes it. Never wrestle with a pig because you both get dirty, but remember, the pig likes it. That goes back to the misery loves company. That goes back to that argument. We can really do a better job. We don't have to engage in everything. Doesn't have to be a fight, right? Everything doesn't have to be a fight on social media. We can laugh, we can talk. If it's something about something, if it's if you like the writer said, there's nothing wrong with sending a tweet. I don't agree. If that's what you choose to do, but we ain't got to get out in the mud. And some of us can get through the day without having to do it at all. Right? I'm grateful for the year, the almost year I took off of Facebook, because I probably missed a whole lot of stupid stuff. I probably missed a whole lot of stupid stuff. I didn't see this. Samira says, this is, tell the truth, people be judging themselves right to hell. Yeah. 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 Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Again, tonight we're talking about 5 things Christians should stop doing on social media. Number 4, grumbling. Grumbling. Y'all know grumbling, like your stomach grumbling. Grumbling. The writer says this, you've seen this before. One of the biggest downfalls of social media is the negativity, and this is usually because of grumbling. Paul says this to the Philippians. Do everything without complaining or grumbling. Philippians 2:14. Everything, including your social media post. He says we've all had hard days, and when we do, we feel compelled to share it in order to fully express the frustration. Something we can't do if things are bottled in. This is natural human tendency. So do just that, but in a different way than the rest of the world. Next time you find yourself in the middle of a hard day, tell God, and then tell some Christian friends, some trusted Christian friends. We care, but it's probably just not the best information for Facebook. After all, grumbling on social media is anti-evangelism strategy. Grumbling on social media is an anti-evangelism strategy. Because watch this, if you're a child of the King and every other post is negative, every other post is something bad happening, every other post is you complaining, what Jesus are you serving if you ain't never got nothing good to say? What God are you serving if every other post is a doggone complaint? Every other post is the end of the world for you. Every other post you fight with somebody. Every other post you got something nasty to say about somebody. What God
in between?
There ain't no in between.
No.
Huh?
I'm just saying no. Not there is no in between. Or you like one day you holy,
right?
The next minute you unholy.
Not even one day. This morning, praise the Lord, God bless everybody, and then
3 hours later.
3 hours later,
you can catch these hands,
man. 3 hours later, you want to fight? You cussing people out on Facebook. Samara says, grumbling kills your faith. I wish you say that again for the people in the back. That you gonna get the comment of the day. Grumbling kills your faith. That's good. Absolutely. It does. Because how are you winning souls with negativity all the time, with all that negativism? How are you winning souls? How are you bringing people to God? How can they look at you and say, oh, I want to know more about the God that she serves? Because see, the way she be fighting all day, I want to go to church because that's how they acting. Come on now. Felicia said, I don't like the term, but if you're promoting your faith on social media and grumbling up and down every day, you seem like a bipolar Christian who wants to follow that. I know that's right. Where's your medicine? Elect lady said that will preach right there. Preacher. 3 hours later, you forget you was. I know. But see, them the same folk who be in church hollering EKOC, and then cuss you out in the parking lot. You just ran 3 laps around the whole sanctuary. You done knocked folk down. You done shouted. You done sweated out your good wig. And then now you in the parking lot talking about, I wish a nigga would.
Got the wish factor.
Right. You just got through shouting unto God.
You had the faith factor.
Right.
Now you out there with the wish factor.
Right. You had the faith factor in church. Now you in the parking lot with the wish factor. I wish she would say something to me while I'm walking to my car. I wish they would say something to my child. I wish they would ask me for another dime in there. I wish. Yeah, what happened to your faith? You were talking about faith a few minutes ago. See, I know that might be taken negatively, but I could talk about bipolar Christians. Huh? Because some of y'all are. Y'all funny acting. Two-faced Christians. Ooh, that's it right there. Two-faced. I ain't said that in a long time. Last time I said something about Two-Face, I was reading a Batman book. Two-Face. Depending on what side of the coin you flip on, that's how you gonna act. You flip on, if you flip the coin, you get the good clean side, you get the good clean. You flip the coin, you get the scarred side, you liable to get killed. You liable to kill somebody. Two-Face. And if your faith is that easily switched around, then I question your whole process. Huh? I don't hear nobody. At some point, you gotta stop all that grumbling, all that crying, all that whining, constantly always negative this, negative that. But you saved and full of the Holy Ghost and on fire for God. Well, what God got you that twisted up? That's what I want to know. Because if that's the God you go to church, that's what y'all do at y'all church. You ain't got to never invite me no more. Or no wonder you don't want to invite nobody. Because y'all messy as hell. I said what I said. No wonder you don't want to invite nobody. It explains a lot. We understand. At some point, you must stop all the grumbling. All right, last one, y'all. Last one. Again, we're talking about 5 things Christians should stop doing on social media. Number 5. Trying to be like someone you are not. Why is that thing still talking? Trying to be like someone you are not. Trying to be like someone you are not. The writer says this. He says, I confess, I've done this before. I posted pithy statements about prime issues that I didn't care about just because I knew I would get a lot of likes. This is dumb. He says, I need to remind myself over and over that while I have a lot of things to improve, I don't have anything to prove, and certainly not anyone on social media. How the world perceives me, or you rather, doesn't matter because I've already been approved by the one who created it. Oh, that's good. When it comes to social media, just be yourself, your real friends, and God will know when you're faking it. Oh, my. Oh, my. That's good. That'll help some people. I hope that'll help somebody. I learned a long time ago, just be who you gonna be. I don't try to be nobody on this show but me. This me. And watch this. For those of you who've met me, I ain't talking about the ones that have known me my whole life that's watching. But for those of you who have met me personally, y'all been to some of our functions, y'all been over here to the church, y'all visited. This is me. Look. Why you got
Why am I asleep?
Why you over there closing your eyes?
I'm asleep. Okay, what's up?
This is me. All day. 24/7. This ain't nothing different here. Y'all might get the more calm down version, honestly. But I don't have to fake it for nobody. I don't have to. This is even now. You know, Tanya cracked a joke yesterday talking about I was having a TED talk in the pulpit yesterday.
Oh my down. God! Oh.
But I'm just going. I believe God called me just as I was, because the way He called me was so that I could be used and reach those people the way that I do because of the way that I communicate. Not because He wanted me to try to communicate like T.D. Jakes or wanted me to communicate like Jamal Bryant or anybody else. He wanted me to communicate the way that I communicate and talk in the way that I speak. Not somebody else's words, not somebody else's antics and all of that. Just be who I made you to be. And so when you do that, when you're your authentic self, can't nobody really take nothing from you. Now, people will borrow your stuff and don't give you no credit. People will take your ideas and don't give you no credit. People will even try to do what you do and not give you no credit. But that's okay.
They won't last long.
That's okay. But I'd rather be my authentic me. Right? This is me. This is the people who've known me. Those of you who are watching this show right now, some of y'all I've known for more than 15 or 20 years. Shawanda, I've known her for I don't know how long. since she was about 15 or 16. So that means I would have been about 17 or 18. So we've known each other that long. It's still the same old me. Probably a little bit crazier, but it's still stop. Ain't nobody asked you to make no eyeballs over there. but I'm just saying it's me. And you should be who you're going to be. And you'll attract more people to you by being the authentic you. And the problem with so many of us, especially Christians, is we want to put on a persona because we want to appear in a way. We want to appear to be, and no, I don't need to appear to be a certain way. And don't get me wrong, when I first started preaching, I wanted to have this certain air about myself. But this is the thing about the people that know you. The people that know you know you. So I can't walk around, it's like the preachers who always want to walk around with their collar on and the cross, the bishop cross hanging over in the left pocket. I don't understand what that means.
And it could be off-putting sometimes.
It can.
I mean, like, you could be in the midst of a change.
Yeah.
But for the people that know you, they waiting on you. Like, everybody knows they need to have, a collar shirt on and everything else like that. But, like, they waiting on you to put on your regular T-shirt and
right.
everything. So, and sometimes you have to change. Sometimes you have to change. People have to understand sometimes growth does happen and everything. But he's just saying, you don't have to be so real that you got lost.
Yeah, it's like the woke people. Some of y'all so woke you don't even know where you're going.
You sleepwalking.
You ain't woke.
Right.
You look woke. You sound woke. But you sleepwalking
because every Black Lives Matter fight is not for you to be at.
Right. So I mean, if again, growth is important, but your personality, your personalities are who you are. That's what attracted people to you, right? That's what sends people your way. So the writer says this, right? We almost done. The writer says, so have fun on social media. Check in at your favorite place. We do it all the time. Post pictures of your kids. Share hilarious videos. Let us in on a little bit of your life. But remember to use social media wisely and let it not distract you from the important things. John Piper says, one of the great uses of Twitter and Facebook will be to prove at the last day that prayerlessness was not from a lack of time.
You have a couple of comments.
Comments. What we got? I've come to let's see. Felicia commented in the Honda said, really? They're saying the same hands I laid on you in prayer. Oh yeah, I saw that. The same hands I laid on you in prayer, I'll knock you out with them same hands. Yes, that's true. I think Tanya got that T-shirt. I've come to understand that most posts is about convincing the poster about what they say versus the one who was reading it. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And Shawanda, I see the little crying emoji. Ha ha ha, funny. It's one of those things where you have to use social media for what it is, to pass the time, catch up with old friends, keep track of family members that may be far away, do all those things, network, grow your business, do whatever, all those things. But when it starts to become for some, it is their lifeblood, right? Meaning you take it away and they have no life. All this stuff can be canceled tomorrow, right? Just because y'all won't see the pictures, don't watch this. Just because y'all don't see the pictures don't mean we still ain't eating tacos tomorrow. Facebook and Instagram and Twitter can shut down tomorrow.
And people gonna run off on their own tail. Something going on. They ain't post no pictures of those
right.
tacos.
I'm just saying if Facebook shuts down.
Right, okay.
We still going to eat tacos tomorrow. If Facebook wasn't up yesterday, that steak y'all saw posted yesterday, praise the Lord Jehovah God for it. But that steak y'all saw with them 2 lobster tails, they were still gonna get ate up. We go to eat because we enjoy eating. We just decide to share it with people because y'all like to see it. And y'all like to eat good too. But if y'all didn't, if it got no likes, we still eating. The problem is so many people are dependent on other people's responses. If I was dependent on people following and liking me and liking this show and doing all that kind of stuff, if I was that locked into it, we wouldn't even be at year 7. We'd be done in year 2 because Latanya tell you in a minute, I had a Puff Daddy spirit. Shut the whole studio down. I'm ready to go. Every time we had technical difficulty, I quit. I'm done. And then many times she done quit.
Confetti should fly for the next time I quit.
Because it's been a minute. Right. Well, you can't quit now though.
I can't.
No, you can't really quit.
I sure can't.
Well, I think you can't quit. You can quit that, but you can't quit.
I'm locked in. Locked in. Can't even. buy my way out.
You gonna buy out? You gonna buy your way out?
No,
Pay for a couple of months of the subscription to buy your way out. That's how you gonna buy out.
Okay. I'm locked in.
Good. Anyway, y'all, look, I like this. This is good. It's some stuff in here, man, that a lot of us could. Maybe it's some stuff you saw that one of these points that you're still doing that you can work on. None of us are going to be perfect. None of us are going to get it right. But look, at least now you know, and you can't say you didn't know. And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. No, but it's what you can't say you didn't know. And our job is to make sure that we recognize the things that we can do better, right? And as the old saying goes, when you know better, you ought to do better. Now, you may not get it all right. If you were doing all 5 things wrong, if you stop doing one tomorrow, then great. Guess what? That's a win for everybody. That's a win for the kingdom. Get one right. Stop doing one thing right. Stop doing one of the wrong things. And then after you get that one done, and you ain't worried about that one no more, then go work on the next thing. See, our problem is sometimes we try to stop everything all at once, right? It's kind of like changing your eating habits. It's great to quit cold turkey. It is. But wean yourself off of some stuff a little bit at a time. If you're going to stop eating bread, then stop eating bread. But don't, I'm cutting bread, I'm cutting meat, I'm cutting sugars, I'm cutting it. Yeah, I know it's easy. And sometimes you can do it. It's great to do it. But who you fooling? So just be your authentic self. That's what I tell people today. Be your authentic self. That's the best you, because that's the one that God created. The one we tried to create don't work. Trust me, I know I've been there. Be the authentic you. Be the one that be the one that he made, not the one that you're trying to make. Be the one that he made. And I promise you, you'll see the blessing in it. You'll see the blessing in it. And maybe the reason God is keeping you where you are is because you're trying to be somewhere you ain't got no business, or you're trying to be someone that he didn't create you to be. You trying to be Mr. Hard this and Mr. Tough that, and that ain't who God created you to be. You walking around trying to be tough and be a destroyer, and God may have created you to be a healer and a comforter and one who brings people together. But you feel like I can get more people to follow me if I'm constantly tearing people down. Something to think about. Let's pray. Father God, we thank you for the time we've had on today. Lord God, we thank you for this time, this opportunity. We thank you for this platform. God, we thank you just for allowing us to continue to be here, God, and continue to talk to your people and draw them closer to you. Lord God, we just thank you for each and every listener, each and every viewer, each and every watcher, wherever they may be, God, those on Blog Talk, those on Facebook, those on YouTube, even those that may be watching right now, and this is a replay for them, God. We're praying for their households. God, we're praying for those, we're still praying for those people who came down to the altar yesterday, God, who were compelled to come down and be prayed for, God. We're praying for them right now in this place, God. God, there's some who are still going through grieving right now, God. Some who are still in the mourning process, God. Some who are still in the healing process, God. We're praying for them right now, God. Some right now may be watching, God, who are still troubled by some things going on in their lives, God. There's some families that are still separated. There's some families that are still broken right now, God. But we trust you to be a God who is a healer. We trust you to be a God who can bring anything that may appear broken to us, God. There is nothing so broken that you cannot fix. So, God, we're turning it over to you because we trust you today. Even in our dysfunction, we trust you. We pray this prayer in Jesus' name. Amen. Look, y'all, we got to go. We almost was on time. Look at God. We almost was on time. I got some leftovers to warm up, huh? But look, y'all stay blessed. We will be back on Thursday.
Okay, well, the show.
Healthy Soul Talk. Right. Y'all tune in Thursday for Healthy Soul Talk. Dr. Kimberly Thomas will be wrapping up the All About, what is it? All About You? That ain't what it is. What is it?
All About Self series?
All About Self series. I was close. All About Self series. She'll be wrapping it up this Thursday, so tune in. It's always a good show. Y'all tune in Thursday at 5:30, Healthy Soul Talk with Dr. Kimberly Thomas. But I'll see y'all on Friday with Praise Break Friday. We might have a guest. You never know. Y'all stay blessed. If you got to drive, y'all know the routine through this special, special city. Anywhere is a special city. We call Chi-Town, Chicago, or wherever you are. Do me a favor, my brothers and my sisters. Keep your head, on a swivel. Be blessed.